We begin tonight with an update on the ongoing abortion debate in the State House. Indiana House lawmakers have approved changes to the near ban on the abortions proposed by the state Senate.
CBS 4 State House reporter Kristen Eskow joins us live now from the State House to walk us through those changes. Kristen.
Well, Debbie and Bob, Indiana House lawmakers are in their committee meeting right now. The House Courts and Criminal Code Committee is just about to take a vote on this bill itself. If it passes out of committee, it then heads to the full House. But earlier today, they did approve changes to this legislation and then heard about 8 hours of public testimony. We just learned from a spokesperson for the House Republicans, 111 people testified here today.
This is one of the most difficult and contentious issues of our lifetime.
That issue being the proposed abortion ban, which is now being debated on the House side of the State House. A committee unanimously approved an amendment that makes several changes. The amendment now specifically lists lethal fetal anomaly as an exception, in addition to rape, incest, and the mother's health. That has been brought in to include times when abortion is needed, quote, to prevent a substantial permanent impairment of the life or physical health of the pregnant woman. Lawmakers have also adjusted the deadline for rape and incest survivors to 10 weeks post-fertilization, regardless of age. And those Hoosiers would no longer be required to sign an affidavit ahead of the abortion. State Representative Wendy McNamara is the bill's House sponsor.
I'm confident that this amendment is a thoughtful way forward that shows compassion for both mothers and babies.
Lawmakers also removed the provision that would have allowed the Indiana Attorney General to prosecute violators when the county prosecutor refuses. And they eliminated the new criminal penalties the Senate added for doctors who perform illegal abortions. Existing penalties haven't changed. Despite the amendment, lawmakers remain divided.
I think it fixes a lot of problems that were created in the Senate as the bill moved along, but as you can probably imagine, there are still a lot of problematic things from my viewpoint that remain.
During the hours-long public comment period, many Hoosiers on both sides of the abortion debate said they appreciate the amendment but still have concerns.
Some of the language, I think, still needs to be tightened up. When we look at, particularly life of the mother exception.
Several doctors who support abortion access say they're worried about potential prosecution of physicians.
Even though it's not adding any additional criminal penalties, it's expanding those situations that would fall under that criminal penalty.
And again, that House committee is just about to vote on the bill itself. If it passes out of committee, it heads to the full House for consideration. Now, it's important to keep in mind that as this bill advances through the process, there's still the opportunity for even more changes to be made. So we'll keep you updated on all the latest developments from the State House, of course, on air and online at CBS4Indy.com. For now, we're live at the State House this evening. Kristen Eskow, CBS 4 News.
Kristen, thank you. And as the